Hi there everybody, Ollie here, aka Secret Nimbus here, another episode of Magic Duels. So for today's Friday Night Magic deck tech and gameplay, we're going to be looking at a kind of a dodge and burnish control deck. So red-blue, heavy control deck. So let's get started with the cards. So we've got a couple of copies of Fiery Impulse, just a nice cheap removal spell that can deal 2 and probably most of the time 3 damage in this deck. Unless we're only using it kind of like with one of our first spells, we can almost guarantee that we're going to have at least 2 instants or sorceries in our graveyard to trigger its extra 1 point of damage. We've got Jace, just for the fact it allows us to cycle cards, and for his Planeswalker's abilities as well. I've got 2 copies of Abbot of Keral Keep, so I'm basically using a lot of prowess creatures in this deck, so I think I'm using 7 kind of prowessy type creatures in this deck. And then we've also got the added benefit of you can use this to like ramp almost. I want to say that it's only if you get very lucky, but when we play Abbot of Keral Keep, we get the option of playing the top card of our deck or it gets exiled. So it's just a nice creature where we can play an additional card, such as a land or like a burn spell if possible. Then got 2 copies of Measuring Bully, mostly for its prowess ability. Telling Time to allow us to draw and dig for cards. 3 copies of Disperse to bounce back any troublesome creatures. This is pretty good early game in conjunction with something like a Measuring Bully or an Abbot of Keral Keep or a Jessian Thief to kind of bounce a creature, swing for prowess damage, and then maybe something like Jessian Thief we can actually draw an extra card as well. We've got Ravaging Blaze for early and late game removal, and it's also got the Spell Mastery ability where we can push through damage as well. A couple of copies of Twin Bolt to deal with aggressive decks. Jessian Thief with the prowess and the card draw mechanic. Chandra, it's here as a burn creature as well as a burn planeswalker, so a nice potential. That's what I'm looking for. Potential game winner. That's what I'm looking for. 2 copies of Scatter to the Wind, so probably the best hard counter in the game right now. So 3 mana counter with the possibility of awakening a land as well. 3 copies of Spell Shrivel, so this again is another 3 mana counter, but the controller can pay 4 to basically nullify it. So it's better early game or against big creatures such as Ulamog, where opponents are likely to max out their mana usage anyway. 1 copy of Radiant Flames. This is a late edition. I've only just added this one in just because I felt as though I needed to have at least 1 sweeper in this deck, and it's only really good against like aggressive sweepers, but it's a sweeper nonetheless. Then got Exquisite Firecraft, so this is the best burn spell in my opinion in the deck, so it can deal 4 hard damage and is uncounterable with the Spell Mastery activated. We've got 3 copies of Inspiration for the card draw. 2 copies of Brutal Expulsion, so we can basically do one or both, where we can either return a target creature to its owner's hand and also deal 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and if we kill either the target creature or planeswalker with the 2 damage, it gets exiled, which is quite nice as well. Then got Disciple of the Ring. This is a good late game card where we can basically exile cards in our graveyard to then counter, pump up Disciple of the Ring, or tap or untap target creature. Got Soulblade Djinn as a kind of it's got prowess basically, but it basically applies the prowess effect again. It applies the prowess effect amongst all creatures, including itself. So it's just a nice kind of spell where we can play it, and then we're potentially swinging for 5 damage in the air. And then of course we've got Ulamog. So I didn't have this in originally, added this in last minute, realising that I kind of needed a very, very late game bomb to drop and then potentially do some kind of devastation. In terms of the mana base, we've got 8 islands, 8 mountains, the 2 Sulphur Falls, 4 Skyline Cascades, and 2 Izzet Guild Gates. So that's the deck. Let's go play some games. Okay guys, here we are for game number 1. So playing the rank 23 Anonymous the Spy to start off with. This is much better. I basically just had to throw away my opening game. Basically I tried to play it and I basically had 4 hands where I had 2 or less mana in hand, and they were kind of like double blue or double red hands with like no decent cards to play early game. So this is actually a really good hand to start off with. We've got Measuring Bully, we've got Jessian Thief, we've got Fiery Impulse to trigger them, and we've even got a counter as well. So yeah, this is a fantastic opening hand in my opinion. Okay, we're playing black. As you can see, my rank has dipped really quite low at the moment while playtesting this. As I found, like, the reason I've added in Ulamog is just the fact that what's the word I'm looking for? I just had like no late game. Like I could stall out the game like a long time, but then I'd just get to the late game and just like have nothing to finish off my opponents, so I think Ulamog is, you know, the ultimate late game card that you want to add in. So, okay, we're playing red-blue sacrifice, so I probably want to like nuke the Nantuku Husk with the Fiery Impulse this turn. I mean, I'd love to play Jesse and Thief, but I don't really want to give him the opportunity to play out anything which could help buff that up. Okay, we found Abbot of Carroll Keep, which is good. So if we play out this now, I may find a land. So if we do that, because I can afford that, and then I can play a mountain. So, but if we find the mana, then I probably want to play it with the Abbot. So we're going to find, or I might even find another. Nope, found a Scatter to the Winds, so that was a mistake. But we can, however, play the mountain and Fiery Impulse the Nantuku Husk, which will prowess you. It's a shame. I mean, we've lost the Scatter to the Winds, one of the 2 copies, but I mean, we've got the second one in hand, so it's not the end of the world. We've obviously got to swing with the Majoring Bully. It was worth the risk. I could have found a mana, or I could have found something useless. I mean, I'm glad it's not Ulamog, I suppose. Like, the worst thing you could probably do early game is find Ulamog and exile that. But, so yeah, we've exiled a copy of Scatter to Winds, which might give my opponent hope, as we do have a second one sat in our hands, which is pretty sweet. So he's played Mortuary Mire, so he's going to be able to bring Nantuku Husk back next turn, potentially. So maybe we want to... Okay, so he's found Perilous Mere. That's fine by me. Okay, so this is going to have to swing, so he's going to be able to... We could play Twin Bolt, but that would actually pump up my... both of these to... No, he would be able to kill the Abbot of Carroll Keep, but the Majoring Bully would survive here. So if we play out Sulphur Falls, do I play out Twin Bolt and then lose the Abbot? Or I'm going to lose like one of my creatures potentially anyway, so I may as well do it now. Pump up the Majoring Bully so that survives. I mean, like I said, the Abbot's going to die regardless, in my opinion, or the Majoring Bully would die, so I'd almost rather have the Majoring Bully survive. So who's going to swing through? Be nice if I had the Scatter to the Winds to counter the Nantuku Husk, but that's fine. We can always wait. We will be able to get Jesse and Thief out next turn finally. So I'm assuming he's probably going to replay the Nantuku Husk. That would be my assumption anyway. No, he's played out another Perilous Mere. Okay. So I could do with another burn spell, ideally. Or, I don't know, some way of not having my Majoring Bully swing. Okay, so we found the island, so I may as well just swing with the Majoring Bully and then play out the Jesse and Thief afterwards. He may decide to not block, you never know. Okay, so he's decided not to block. Kind of works for me. And then we'll just play out Jesse and Thief. I mean, we've got the Scatter to the Winds to play potentially next turn. We can almost awaken it now as well. Okay, so he's played Altar's Reap, so he's going to destroy my Majoring Bully. You know, that's fine by me. I've still got the Jesse and Thief out. So he did just draw 2 cards there. Got rid of another Perilous Mere, so that's 2 down, 2 to go in a sacrifice deck. Be nice if I had the 3rd mana open for the Scatter to the Winds here, but you get what you're given. Could do with some card draw apart from the Jesse and Thief, because I don't know what he's going to play this turn and whether or not I'm actually guaranteed. Also, I'm looking for guaranteed a card draw next turn. So maybe something like an Inspiration would be quite nice, just so we can actually. Okay, so he's played Fleshbag Marauder. Interesting. Goodbye, Jesse and Thief. Nice knowing you. That's all he's doing this turn. And what are we going to get? We're going to get a mana. Okay, so absolutely nothing. But we will, however, be able to play out Scatter to the Winds this turn, and then potentially awaken one of our lands to start swinging with that. So let's see what he plays. He's going to play Nantuku Husk, and we are going to Scatter to the Winds it, and then also awaken my Sulphur Falls, which is going to be tapped at the moment, but it will then untap at the end of his end step. So we're going to bring him down to 8. Something good, please. 2 Skyline Cascades. Wow, that's useful. So he's going to swing for now. I wonder what he's got in his hand. So we can take him down to 8. So basically at this point, I really want a... What's the one I'm looking for? What's my 4-mana burn spell called? My god, I can't even remember what it's called right now. It's not Radiant Flames, it is... Brain's gone completely fuzzy. Yeah, my 4-mana burn spell would be quite nice, and then also finding a Jace where we could then flip him straight away and then flash back the burn spell. My god, my brain has just gone... Yeah. So he's got nothing at the moment. I wonder if he's like got a handful of like... what's it called? Bone Splinters or something like that. So he needs creatures to play, but he has no creatures to actually trigger it with. Maybe that's why he's like taking his time. No, he's got a Perilous Mere, so I have to be careful with my Sulphur Falls. So I either need some way of pumping this up, which I don't think I have, or I need some way of like getting rid of the Perilous Mere. So that's going to untap. We'd have to worry about... oh, you're joking. I'm flooding out. That's crazy. So I'm not swinging for obvious reasons. Yeah, I seem to have this theme going on at the moment where I seem to flood out in every single episode. I mean, I don't mind. I'm up to, what, 8 mana now? So I'm only 2 away from Olimog, technically. Okay, so he's Traitorous Instincting me. Interesting. At least I'll be able to tap down the Perilous Mere permanently this turn with the Skyline Cascade. So he's going to swing for 6 here. Going to take me down to 14. But I can, like I said, permanently tap you down. And he's going to Bone Splinters. So he Bone Splintered my own mana. And that's all he did. Wow, that's just dark. Ooh, we found Jace though. Just tap you down with the Skyline Cascade. We found one of the 2 things that I wanted, which was the Jace. So hopefully he sticks around long enough for me to actually flip him into the Planeswalker, although I'm not holding my breath here. I'm expecting maybe like another Bone Splinters. All I have to do is basically tap him once and he automatically flips to the Planeswalker form. So at least I can tap down the Perilous Mere. Okay, he's got Exquisite Firecraft. That's what I'm looking for. Exquisite Firecraft. Is he really going to waste that just on a Jace? Wow. It's kind of desperate. He's almost tapped out now. The Jace would have been useful here. But, okay, we found Disperse, which could be useful, but we're obviously waiting to find something better first. So I'm still waiting for something like a Inspiration or my Telling Time. Yeah, Telling Time. Something which will allow me to actually draw some cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can basically play whatever we want now, providing we actually, you know, draw it. Jace would have been nice, but I do expect him to be able to... So he's playing Gravedigger. May return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So what's he finding? Another Perilous Mere. Okay, interesting. And he's got a Mortuary Mire, so he can bring back Nantuku Husk. So we want to hold up and disperse it. You are... What the hell, game? Unless I draw like an Olimog in the next 2 turns, I think I'm a little bit screwed. I want to hold open Disperse for if he plays out Nantuku Husk, I think. Did he pull Nantuku Husk? Yeah, he did pull out Nantuku Husk. I thought he might have. He's going to swing for 5 here. I'm going to go down to 9. So I'm kind of holding open the Disperse, hoping that he destroys both of his Perilous Meres next turn, and then I'm just going to disperse the Nantuku Husk before he can actually swing with it, which is going to be completely hilarious. But he'll try and do 4 damage to my face and then swing with the Nantuku Husk. Oh, finally, we find the bloody Inspiration. Let's tap some red mana. See what we find. And we found Exquisite Firecraft, which is excellent. So we just need to find some other kind of like some burn damage as well. So watch this. He's like, I can guarantee you he's going to destroy both these Perilous Meres and maybe even the Gravedigger, just so he can push through lethal. That would be my assumption anyway. Okay, so he's found Bloodflow Connoisseur. So what's he going to do? Is he actually going to swing with all of this? Okay. like 2, 4, 5, 6. So what's he going to do? He's going to sacrifice both the Perilous Mirrors. Yep. And then we're going to disperse it. I want to see if he does it again first, which he is. Is he going to do it again? Come on, I'm waiting for him to do so. And then we're just going to bounce it. Ha-ha! There's kind of... You can't really do anything here. I mean, what's he going to do? Sacrifice an Nantuku Husk? That just gets bounced. Like so. We take 2 damage, but that's fine by me. I mean, I could have maybe waited to see if he went for the Gravedigger, but I didn't think I'd risk it. So we go down to 4. What are we going to find? We've got Exquisite Firecraft to destroy, say for example, Nantuku Husk. Abbot of Kerrol Keep. We'll see what we find. I mean, we could find a second Exquisite Firecraft. That'd be quite nice. We are going to find Radiant Flames. Ooh, excellent. Which is going to wipe the board. Excellent. There we go. We've reset now. So we're just finding something. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we found Ulamog, we're sorted. Or a second Exquisite Firecraft would also win it for us. I don't know why he didn't like, if I was him, I would have sacrificed both the Gravedigger and the Nantuku Husk to keep my Bloodflow Connoisseur alive, but then again, I would have had Exquisite Firecraft. Oh, yes! Disciple of the Ring! Where have you been all my life? Here we go. So we've got a potential game winner now. I know if we hung in there long enough, we'd be fine. Act of treason. So we're just going to exile. Sorry, we're going to counter you. We're going to get rid of Radiant Flames. He's going to pay 2. So is he going to? So we can do this. What, like twice more? Oh yeah, and then we can counter you again. So he can only do this, yeah, twice more. So we'll get rid of a Scatter to the Winds. Oh no, we only have to pay 1, so yeah, we can now... And then we may as well... Whoops-a-daisy, come on. And then we're just going to counter you again. Get rid of an Inspiration. So yeah, I knew it only cost us 1 to counter his, where he had to pay 2 mana every time. And he couldn't actually play the Smouldering Ash, so that's pretty sweet. So this is game over, because what we can then do is we +1/+1 our Disciple of the Ring. Swing for 4. Like so. And then we Exquisite Firecraft. Look at that, beautiful. The counter deck one, the control deck one. Whew, that was a fun match, that was. I'm kind of oh my, do I play a second game? I don't really think I have time. I think I might just leave it there, just as a prime example of how that deck should work. But that was really, really good fun. So yeah, that's going to be the end of the episode for now. I look forward to playing some more games of this deck in future throughout the week. But I'll leave it here for now. So as always, guys, don't forget to comment and like if you enjoyed the episode. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.